Hey guys, welcome to Working with Bobby. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's pretty much part three to this. I don't know how many parts gonna be in the series, but I'm still doing the transmission in my wife's car. I'm gonna get y'all turned around so y'all can see the progress on it. If you ain't see the first two videos already, so let me get y'all turned around so y'all can see what's going on. All right, as you can see, it don't quite look like a 2017 Impala anymore because there are a lot of parts missing. One major component is the transmission itself. So just a quick rundown before I go forward is to remove the transmission, I had to remove the battery. Normally the battery and the ECUs and all that good stuff sits right here. I just moved the ECU to the side, no need to unhook it. The instructions actually say not to anyway. And then I took the front exhaust manifold and catalyst assembly off, cross pipe, front fascia, splash shields or inner fenders, as they sometimes are called. Front suspension member, which is inside the shop with the rack attached to it. Thank God it's got an electric assist power steering, so I ain't had to deal with no fluid. That's the cross pipe that I told y'all about right here. What the goal is today is I got this out last night. The goal is today is to get the replacement transmission prepped to go in. I want to try to get that transmission in, get the subframe back up on it, torque converter bolts, starter. I want to get everything bolted back up the way it's pretty much downhill from there. Now, am I going to try to finish it today? No, that's not something that's going to be feasible. Number one, I don't have the transmission cooler flush that I need to try to flush out the line. So I gotta have that. Or you can potentially run contaminants through the transmission that you're replacing. So I gotta get a can of that from the job, which I already got some on my table. And then I also got to get the necessary amount of transmission fluid. I know service fields for these transmissions is like 7 quarts. But with the torque converter being dry coming from the junkyard, I could need maybe 3 to 5 more quarts than that. So if I can at least get the transmission in and get the subframe back up under there, I'll call that a win for the day. But as of now, I'm not going to try to force that. So I'm going to go ahead and put y'all down, and I'm going to get this transmission swapped out, and I'm going to try to cut y'all on as we go, because I can't record a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot of time down here to try to do this work, because I had to get my wife to work tonight. So I need to try to do what I can, get back home, at least get some kind of sit down rest or whatever before I got to take her to work tonight. But hopefully by the weekend, I have her back in her own car. So just keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to try to do what work I know I can do. And we're going to see how it goes. So just stay tuned, okay? All right, y'all, we got it sitting in there. I had to use some ingenuity, but we made it work. What I had to do, let me just get y'all zoomed out. I had to use the engine horse and hook up with the little chain here and lift the transmission up at the same time using the floor jack, which I still got up under to level it. Now I'm about to let this down and get this out the way, because at this point I ain't gonna need it, because I got it bolted up nice and secure. And at this point I don't need the floor jack anymore. But if you're running into that kind of issue and you're working with what I got down here, that's the best thing for you to do, to lift it up level, the way you can get it to seat properly, because you don't want to force it in. You want to get it to seat properly. Make sure the torque converter spins freely. And then once you get it bolted up to the engine already held up by the support bar, so you're good to go and you can pull everything back out. So what I'm getting ready to do now is put these brackets back up underneath and get prepared to put the subframe back up. So I'm gonna cut y'all back on when I make a little bit more progress. All right, guys, we back one more time. Got more progress. Got the torque converter bolts in. Got them tightened up. And don't forget to put a little bit of Loctite back on them threads, because they come originally from the factory with Loctite on it. Also, let me see. I was able to find my can of transmission cooler flush. We normally get this at the dealership a whole lot, and it's good for flushing out the cooler, especially if you had one that had the issues that mine had. You want to get the cooler flushed out, because you don't want to put all them contaminants and metal debris and whatnot back in your good transmission. So this is what I rigged up to flush this cooler. I just ran some fuel line to the bucket. I mean, I'm gonna blow it out and clean it out before I try to use it again because it's good fuel line. I ran that into a 5-gallon bucket, and then I had a elbow that I hooked to the other end, and all I'm gonna do is this. Sorry about that, y'all. All I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna take this thing and hit the trigger. I'm gonna show you this part. And the pressure from the aerosol can flush the cooler, which is in the radiator. And some on some cars you got an external cooler. So it's going into this bucket. I don't know if you can hear it or not. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna flush it back the other way, and then I'm gonna blow it out with a little bit of shop air, which you see I got my nozzle down there waiting. So I just wanted to show y'all that because that's an important tip that a lot of people miss when they're doing this kind of work. And you don't want to skip by cleaning your cooler, because if you do, I mean if you don't, you mess right around and put bad fluid through your good transmission, and then you know it could cause it to fail if it's got enough metal chunks and debris that's in the cooler. So just be mindful of that. And I'm gonna cut y'all back on when I get finished doing this and bolting all the lines and all that back up. All right, y'all. Now on to the hardest part. I got to get that subframe, which you see right here. Of course, it don't go in there like that. You're looking at the underside of it. I got to get that laid flat and rig that up on this floor jack right here with my 2x8 that I had cut. And I'm gonna try to see if I can set this back up under this car. That way everything else will start falling back into place. But transmission wise, everything's bolted up except for the CV axles. I'm gonna put them in after I put the subframe together. So just as you can hear, I'm out of breath. I just had to bring it from out the shop and set it up and lean it up against the car like that. That thing ain't pretty heavy, especially with that electric motor. And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. That might be too much. Especially with that electric motor that's on the back of it right there in the middle, that aluminum piece. Look at that rack, that electric assist rack is got some weight on it. But everything gonna work out. I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. And then what my goal is to get the CV axles in, and that way all I got to do, Lord willing, whenever I come back to try to finish it up, is put the inner fenders and the front bumper and all that on, and top it off with transmission fluid and see what it's gonna do. So just bear with me. The evening trying to catch up to me, but I got a time that I want to stop at, and hopefully I'll be closing the video out soon. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, y'all. Part 3 is all, well, actually it's done. I got to the stopping point that I wanted to get to. I got the subframe up. I got CV axles in. I got the suspension bolted up. The only thing I got left to do is, of course, this part, which is the top, you know, with the battery tray and all that good stuff. That'll be easy. I'll probably do that last. I got to put the inner fenders back in, like I said earlier in the video, and then put the front bumper on. But I most likely will top it off with fluids first and get it running. I mean, the only fluid I really lost was transmission fluid. I don't have to mess with the other ones. But I most likely will go ahead and get it running just to see if the check engine light be on, make sure it's going in and out of gear and all that good stuff before I put it completely back together. But if I had to put a percentage on it, I'll say that I'm about 85% done. So it's almost 8 o'clock. I also wanted to stop at around 8 o'clock. I thank God I was able to meet that goal. So I can go home and get me some rest because I got to take my wife to work tonight. But I'm praying, keep your fingers crossed, that everything be straight on this car when I put it all the way back together, where she can get back in her car and I can get in my truck, and then I can focus on the little knockaround car that I want to try to get, to have a spare car for her, mainly for her. And then I'm gonna jump back on my Impala because I want to get that on the road. So I'm gonna go ahead and get shut down. As you can see, it ain't a whole bunch of spare parts and all that waiting around to get put on. Everything is on back on the car now, except for what's right here. And I got some plastic pieces in the battery in the back of the car. So wheels right there, they ready to go on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get shut down, cut this compressor off, cut off these lights, and get y'all turned around so I can give y'all the. As always, excuse me, y'all, I'm tired. As always, remember to be encouraged, Be blessed and keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.